So quite excitingly, it was an ordinary day at work, and I got a call from a lady from Newsroom Africa. The day that she called me was actually International Day Against Homophobia, Transphobia, and Biphobia. So it was quite important to get someone, with a voice who's within the community. But I think for me, more than anything, more importantly, why I took on the opportunity, it is very important to start talking and having those conversations, especially if you're thinking national channel, and you're thinking, yay, there's the whole nation might actually be watching. So it's good to actually start sharing that information so that that child who is in Mpumalanga, Shimongwe, or that child who is in Cape Town, or that child who's in Durban, starts getting that information, so they start understanding what they're going through a little bit better. For the first time experience, what it's like to go through the journey before you get on TV. And you almost feel like a star, because when you get to reception, they welcome you. You're like that very important person who's just walked into the room now, because the focus is on you. So that was quite nice. We then went up to the dressing room. So foreign, because I always do my own makeup. So this time I had somebody do my face, so the face beat there. And I met Andiswa at the interview. Andiswa was also another interviewee. Andiswa is lesbian. She's an activist. I was surprised. I was really calm, guys. I was so calm because I took that really calm tablet, and I only realized it after the interview, that look, she was calm because she had taken something for it.
It's just about people's comfortabilities and understanding that we're not in an environment where we're constantly in safe spaces. So we need to firstly know as ourselves how to identify with self, and know how to introduce that to other people so that they can also have an understanding of comfort.
I spoke about the myths and the stereotypes that I go through and that some of my trans fellow people go through.
In my case, I got to a point where I didn't want to look like a boy, and I didn't want to necessarily look like a girl for reasons that were stated earlier, where I felt, look, I'm not sure how society is going to react to this. So I then was like, I'm just going to look somewhere in between, somewhere neutral.
All right.
So it's somewhere around there, but that talks a lot to gender expression. It's how you present yourself to the world, so that's more on expression. But with gender identity, it's again, is when you tick the box.
Yeah.
When you tick that box, what do you tick? Do you tick conforming male, female, or non-conforming?
An opportunity like this to have conversations, nationally on national TV is very good. I just really thought it was a great opportunity to start something, hopefully let it open up other doors for these conversations to happen with other channels and so forth, so that we can already start getting the conversation out there. The assessment that I did with my hormone therapist this time, it was so that it could look at things like my blood pressure, my weight.
Last time we increased your Everall patches a bit.
Yes.
And you're taking them 3 times a week.
Yes, I'm still taking them 3 times a week.
How are you finding them?
They're good. They're helping the twins grow.
So the breasts are growing well?
Yes.
Do you think they're bigger than before?
They're bigger than before, definitely. That's what a lot of people are saying anyways. They're saying that they're bigger.
Okay, so remember that your breasts grow pretty much to the potential size of your mom's breasts.
Sure.
So you can't have big breasts if you're not genetically predisposed to developing big breasts.
It means I'm gonna have like a heavy load.
Tell me something.
Yeah.
What about your hips?
In terms of the development, the hips have grown bigger. The backside is also bigger.
Okay. Shaving?
Less shaving. So we're down to like literally using, shaving once a week, and I usually use just hair removal cream.
The estradiol dose,
Yes.
female hormone dose, you can get like moody, like premenstrual symptoms. So any bloatedness, headaches?
No, none. I've been trying to keep 2.
Okay. All right. So it sounds like things are going quite well.
Yeah.
Okay. So today's exam is to see how you've progressed.
Yes.
And to see if this is the dose that you need.
Yes. She was quite happy with the fact that everything else ticked off quite good as well for that. And it was very important that I actually ticked all the boxes and made sure that I'm good and I'm 100% where I'm supposed to be at before I take on this next step in my journey, which is most likely going to be the final step. into becoming me. They've said I must stop taking hormone medication 2 weeks prior to the surgery. Do I stop everything? Do I stop the patches? Do I stop the endocrine too? Or do I stop?
So they are saying that because there is a risk with taking hormone replacement, whether you're transitioning from male to female or from female to male.
Yes.
That there's an increased risk of blood clots.
Yes, yes.
So I imagine that that's exactly why they want you to stop. So you have to stop everything.
Everything. Okay. And I won't go crazy.
You will not go crazy for
Okay.
2 weeks, but you probably will not feel as good as you do now. That's the truth.
Sure.
Okay, your libido might go for a bit of a down.
Okay. That's okay. We can deal with that. Quite happily, I am good. I'm not underweight. I'm not overweight. Yeah, it's happening. Finally. I always talk about the African monarch, and I say I would sort of take my life and sort of, take it and sort of lay it on or build it onto the analogy of that, where we look at the life cycle of an African monarch, and that's it's a butterfly. It flies very low, and it lives purposefully. And it lives purposefully, and it lives openly, and it lives its truth, and it is not afraid. It's not afraid. And the moment I got to learn about that butterfly, I think that's what also gave me the courage to say, look, you need to live your truth. And I like how this time, at this very point, that butterfly is in hibernation. And a colleague of mine said something at a recent occasion where she said, you are going into hibernation, and when you come back, you'll be an African monarch. You'll be a butterfly, a fully fledged butterfly.
Life will teach you a very important lesson. It's a journey that we all go through and we all encounter. I think that each and everybody experiences certain things in different ways and different manners. I, for one, had to experience this, a sibling that is transitioning. Each and every family members, I think, or each and every human has a challenge or life challenge, if I can put it like that, that they go through or face. Right now, as much as I'm extremely proud of my sister, I feel like this is also very important for her to look back. This is not just for her alone, even though it's something that she's always wanted to do it for so many years. It's for the next child that's been cornered in, the streets, the next child that looks weird to certain people because they don't understand their gender. It's for the next person that family members are just bashing because they don't understand the kind of person that they are. It's bigger than me sitting here and speaking of how proud I am of my sister. It's bigger than her sitting here and sharing her personal life with. Transitioning is not necessarily about just one person. Literally the whole family, friends, your sisters, everybody transitions. So if it is a decision or a choice that somebody makes, can I just kindly ask that we all support them?